Chances are you probably haven't heard of Nismo, but don't worry, you're going to be hearing a lot more about it in the future. It's actually Nissan's official racing arm, and it's planning to roll out a whole range of high-performance Nismo models in Europe. The 370Z comes in the summer, and there's even a chance of a GTR and potentially a Leaf Nismo following after that. But first, and definitely the most important model to get right, is this, the Juke Nismo. Before we talk about performance, let's focus on the styling. Gone are the 5 holes in the front bumper, replaced instead with a mesh grille, LED running lights and a pair of vents. 18-inch wheels are standard, as are red wing mirrors, a roof spoiler and a lower bumper at the rear. Inside, the main additions are soft but supportive Alcantara sports seats, a suede wrapped steering wheel and a sporty red and black colour scheme. Under the bonnet here we've got a tuned version of the standard car's 1.6 litre turbocharged engine. It's only got 197 horsepower and 250 newton meters of torque, which is just 10 horsepower and 10 newton meters more than the standard car, but that's enough to cut the 0 to 60 time from 8 seconds to 7.8. That's in the front wheel drive manual version I'm driving here. There is a 4-wheel drive version, but I'm afraid that only comes with the CVT automatic gearbox. As for this engine, well, it's not the most spectacular unit in the world, and it doesn't make the best noise if I'm being honest, but there is plenty of poke. Throttle response is really sharp and the power delivery is manic, which perfectly suits its motorsports background. The suspension has been stiffened by about 10% at all 4 corners, and the steering too has been recalibrated so it feels a little bit more sporty. If I'm going to be honest though, it doesn't feel quite as unforgiving as I was expecting it to be. The suspension is nice and soft, it's relatively quiet when we're driving along a smooth Spanish road like this, and you can't fight physics. The body shell is a bit taller, the centre of gravity is therefore that much higher, so when you compare it to a traditional hot hatch like the Golf GTI, there's a little bit more body roll, and when you turn into a corner you can feel those front wheels scrabbling around trying to find traction. Some people might think that's a bad thing, but personally I think it gives this car bags of character, and it just adds to this mischievous personality it has. It makes you want to drive like a hooligan, but when you back off, when you slot it into a higher gear and you're cruising around, it's honestly about as comfortable and as quiet as the standard car, which gives it this great dual personality. And that's what this relaunch of the Nismo brand is all about. It's about usable performance and about aiming the brand at a much wider audience. An even more powerful Juke Nismo is on the way. I know because they let me drive a prototype yesterday, but I'm not sure it's actually needed. Yes, this standard Juke Nismo is outclassed dynamically by traditional hot hatches like the Golf GTI, but actually in terms of performance, looks and usability, it really hits a sweet spot. And priced at under 20 grand, including everything you need like sat-nav, sports seats and climate control, it really does represent superb value.